All right, put that picture up we just had there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's Carlin. What's his name again? John Carlin right there. Assistant Attorney General. Standing next to who? Attorney General Loretta Lynch. And who is in the wing back there looking at him but the top cop piece of scum, Trump, James Cardinal Comey. All right? Loretta Lynch, Comey, and there's John Carl. Now, when Lynch left after the Trump administration came in, before they could get Beauregard confirmed, also in there is Sally Yates. Because when Carlin leaves, okay, she is the acting Attorney General, Sally Yates, when Loretta Lynch leaves and Trump is gone, okay? I mean, when Obama is gone and Trump comes in. But there is Carlin. Now, remember, he resigns and was replaced with Mary McCord, who would later accompany acting Attorney General Sally Yates to see White House counsel Don McGahn regarding Michael Flynn. All conflict. Remember, this guy here, Carlin, announced his resignation exactly one day after he filed the government's proposed 2016 Section 702 certifications. His signature cannot be found on page 31 of that certification. I'm telling you, folks, I hope every last one of these damn people get sent to prison. So who did they trot out? Now, Attorney General Bob Barr says we're going to go to the Genesis. Who else to tell us what the Mueller report says than Sally Yates herself? Go ahead there. And she's on her way, before we play that, she's on there with, what's her name? Andrea Mitchell, which Andrea Mitchell found, took a bath, her bathroom rug, and turned it into something. I don't know. I'm thinking, what the hell are you wearing, your bathroom rug? But Sally Yates, play that video.
The Russian issue, which you just raised, if not for the Office of Legal Counsel prohibition against indicting a president, should there have been further steps? Do you think that there, in fact, on obstruction, would have been an indictment?
Well, you know, I've been a prosecutor for nearly 30 years, and I can tell you I've personally prosecuted obstruction cases on far, far less evidence than this. And yes, I believe if he were not the President of the United States, he would likely be indicted on obstruction.
So if he were the CEO of a company, if he were a private citizen, the at least 10 instances that are in the obstruction part of the report would have led to an indictment.
You know, I'm not sure that all 10 would. I think that Special Counsel Mueller did a very fair job in going through all 10 instances and laying out both the facts that established that he had committed the crime of obstruction, but also pointing out the defenses, both legal and factual. But there are several incidents that he described to which Special Counsel Mueller really couldn't point to any significant factual or legal defenses.
And which in particular do you cite as the most significant, the red flags that you see?
Well, the ones that he found that all three elements were satisfied were with respect to trying to fire Special Counsel Mueller through Don McGahn, then trying to get Don McGahn to lie about it later, not just his own lies, but trying to get someone else to as well, and then trying to reduce, to cabin the scope of the investigation to what's really nonsensical, to campaign interference in future elections.
Do you think that if he is not reelected and the statute of limitations does not run out until 2022, that he could still be prosecuted after leaving office?
Well, the Mueller report specifically references that, both what could happen in the short term with respect to Congress's role, but also the long term, whether he could be prosecuted. But, you know, I think really the bigger issue is not just whether or not this establishes a crime that can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, but is this the kind of conduct that we should expect from the President of the United States?
So this is the same Sally Yates that goes on here with Andrea Mitchell on NBC. She does not ask the questions. She does not say, well, you remember when you went to Don McGahn about Michael Flynn? Remember, this is the Sally Yates that went to Don McGahn about White House counsel about, General Michael Flynn. Interesting. Now she says, oh my God, obstruction, where he tried to get Don McGahn to push back on Robert Mueller. I'm telling you, I just keep saying it over and over and over. I hope every damn one of them goes to prison. I can't say it enough. I'm serious as could be. Now, one more. Hold on here a minute. Now, the synagogue shooting. Now, they're trying to, obviously, make the, I only got a couple minutes, so they're trying to make, now this morning, the pieces of garbage, Joe Scarborough and Minka. Joe Scarborough says this morning that what if Attorney General Barr, now we have the, and I don't know where I have that article, and I hope I have it here. You have the guy, the former, sorry about that, I may have lost that article I was looking for. The former Coast Guard guy in the Coast Guard, he had the enemies list. Where in the world did I lose that article? I lost that article. I'm sorry, folks. But the guy is supposedly going to get out on bond or is out on bond. And Joe Scarborough, this piece of garbage, says, what if the list had Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh? What if it was a conservative list that he was going to kill and shoot? The guy would not be out of jail. Let's go ahead and play that Minka video real quick from the other day where she went nuts about her husband being on a kill list.
Federal statute on domestic terrorism, and that's something Congress perhaps should address.
But I have to ask why. How could this be? Danny Savalas and then Dave Ehrenberg, these are the things that you find after a massacre, and you go, oh, these were the warning signs. We should have noticed them. So the warning signs are right there. And I say this as the wife of someone who was on that list, so you may hear a little intensity in my voice, but I think Trump's doing this. How can I not do that math in my mind? That the Attorney General is making a clear decision here to make sure the lives of people who are being targeted are continue to be in danger because they will not put together the pieces of this case. A stockpile of weapons, a list of people that he wants to kill. Are you serious? There's no way not to let this guy walk. You've got to be kidding me. Someone give me a legitimate reason. Danny, try.
I'll try. Mika, the Attorney General is constrained by the law and the DOJ policies. And in this case, there are no domestic terror.
Don't have time to go into that too deep. These sick people started again this morning. Joe Scarborough, right after the synagogue, they did not go to the New York Times with that sick cartoon they made. No, that's no cause for hate, that sick cartoon, that anti-Semitic cartoon from the New York Times. This morning, you heard what she said? Trump is doing this. Okay, the Coast Guard officer, the judge, approved release. He had a kill list, Nancy Pelosi, all kinds on there. The Attorney General, they're blaming this. They said Barr, the Attorney General, would have never let this guy go if Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, people like that were on the list. Sick, disgusting people. I got to run through my pictures really quick. I didn't have time to do everything I wanted this morning. Bob Barr, we talked about that, the pushback there. Let me go with this, okay? Now, and let's have a little fun to end the show, and then we'll come right back. I know we only got a couple minutes. But are you hearing the reports that Rod Rosenstein, or Stein, I can land this plane, all right? Washington Post 2 days ago, headlines. I can land this plane, what Rosenstein said to the President of the United States when it was brought up that maybe Rosenstein was going to wear a wire. He said, I'm on your side, right? Rosenstein said, I'm on your side. New report. Rod Rosenstein told Trump, I can land this plane. That's what he told him. We found video of Rosenstein landing the plane. Take us to Rosenstein, and he says, I can land this plane. Check it out.
Well, now.
All right, now everybody, get in crash position.
Put down 30 degrees of flap. All right, now listen to me. Remember your brakes and switches. Get ready to flare it out.
He's all over the place. 900 feet up to 1,300 feet. What an asshole.
More left rudder. Put down more flap. Just kidding. Striker, lift your nose. Straighten your wings. Coming in too fast. Watch your speed. He's coming right at us. Coming in too hot. Ease up on the throttle. Watch for that crosswind. Level it out. Aim for the numbers. Not to dip your left wing. They're drifting. Keep your eyes on the far end of the runway. You're too low, damn it. Watch your stall speed. Eyes are down! Down! The brake! Pull the brake!
There he goes. Rod Rosenstein, acting deputy attorney general, landing the plane. A, did Rosenstein flip? Interesting. B, did you hear the President of the United States say, hey, I like all those red hats out there, and there's white hats out there, and there's some black hats. I'll be back in just a couple minutes because we're going to be doing instant replay, our sports show, but that's over on Team FYN Sports and Fetch Your News page, but Team FYN Sports Facebook page. I'm out, back tomorrow morning.